Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash film slash story discussion fun. This such topic will be about great singer artist named Terry Ellis, and I will also be comparing power levels for and of Terry Ellis in regards to her immense talents, abilities, and skill sets. Okay, like many other great singers that came before Terry Ellis and after Terry Ellis, she, like them, had humble beginnings, and they usually do. Terry Ellis, on the other hand, wasn't deeply into music, singing, and performing as a little child. She was more oriented on getting a career, a college degree initially, and that's what she did. I believe she went through her schooling process relatively easy. She went to college at Texas A&M, one of those schools, which was a good school. She was a star in a marching band where she performed there. It's not understood what she did, but that was a famous marching band that she was a part of and a member of. Of course, she excelled at that, much like she did in her professional careers. So after college, she didn't take her degree and get a job placement in marketing because, she chose to go into the music industry instead. So she initially auditioned for an all-girl group, which would become In Vogue, of course, later on. There was 3 members already picked in that group, so she wasn't considered at first as a 4th member until they heard her voice. When they heard her powerful singing, they decided to make her a 4th member of the popular girl group called In Vogue. And then, of course, they had the right ingredients with that quartet of beautiful, powerful female singers. So they initially released a single with In Vogue, with Terry Ellis, of course, taking part in the lead song, which helped drive it to a platinum selling hit. And then they later on released a full album, their debut album, and that went platinum, of course, and it sold well all over, of course, and it charted high on R&B charts, hip hop charts, and etc., of course. And then, of course, they had 2. Then, of course, the album was amazing. It was big. And then they released a follow-up album, and that was even bigger than their first album. So Terry Ellis helped drive the success of that In Vogue group, of course, by joining in on dude singing vocal lead extravaganzas, meaning she would take lead vocalist often or not, and she would remain as a backing singer in the group. She assumed any role that she needed to, and of course it worked out well with their selection of songs, of course. All right, so with In Vogue, they had 2 stellar albums, of course, and then they went on tour and did 1 million shows. Not exactly 1 million, but they did a lot of shows backed by the success of those 2 albums. Then at some point, In Vogue went on a hiatus, so Terry Ellis embarked on a solo career, yes. So during a 2-year hiatus with In Vogue, she recorded a solo album which produced a couple of good charting singles and good songs. She had good sounding songs throughout the album, but a couple of songs charted very well, of course. And then, of course, when the song was out, she then went back to her group mates because she never left the group. She's one of the only remaining founding members of In Vogue. So she would do her solo work songs and then go back and record with In Vogue. She constantly toured with In Vogue since the beginning of their formation all the way up until now, of course. So, and of course, she later on she went on tour with Toni Braxton later on during an In Vogue hiatus, where she did a tour with Tony Braxton as a backing vocalist, I believe. Okay, let me get to the power levels for Terry Ellis. She's an immensely powerful stage performer that has done hundreds, if not thousands, of shows by displaying a tireless effort and a eagerness to captivate audiences with her amazing, powerful voice. Of course, she's also a powerful songwriter, contributing hits to her own solo album and to whatever In Vogue project that she contributed well to. Of course, and of course, her voice is a masterful voice where she has many tricks where she can switch in between alto to soprano, and she has a 5-level octane range, so she has a powerful voice at that too. All right, folks, let me know how you feel about this one.